Assalamu alaikum everybody. My name is Abdurrahman. Today I'm going to show you guys a game I played in the Tunisian Championship in 2022. Yeah, it's 2022. In the under 18 section. This game I played against Luay Naguez. To give you a brief description, Luay Naguez is the presumed favorite to win the championship that time. So he's quite a formidable opponent. Um, Okay, the game could also this game will not be like the last game where I was on the defensive side, but then my opponent blundered. That game was a pretty quiet game, and this game will be pretty hectic. Okay, I was playing with the white pieces. He played the King's Indian against me. I played the main line with Knight of 3. There are many alternatives: Bishop B2, Bishop B3, the Shirov line. There's also the line with bishop b3 and then h3. There's also the same-ish. There's also the line with bishop d3. Many lines or the f4. Okay, knight f3, castles, bishop b2. Back then I used to play also the main line, d5, 97, 91, 97, bishop b3. Okay, there are many alternatives. I could have played knight d3 with the idea with the quick b4 and c5. Or I could have played f3, the idea g4, locking up the king side. Or I just played bishop b3, the main line, which I played and I know the theory of. f3, f4, bishop f2, g5, b4, knight f6, c5. He played rook f7. Here he moved away from theory. We were following a game by Garry Kasparov in 1998. He played rook f7, deviating from that game, and I made a mistake. It's pretty harsh to call it a mistake, but this is what the engine gives it. The engine recommends a4 with a natural expansion a5, b5, b6. But as you can see from these master database games, black got the attack quickly and then crashed through. So I thought I had to play something very, very quick with the pawn sacrifice b6. It's not really a sacrifice because the b6 pawn will be weak. He is forced to play cd6. If he plays queen d6, I have rook c1 with the idea knight b5 and knight takes c7. He cannot keep defending his c7 pawn. Even if he moves his knight, let's say the rook is defending. Even if he moves his other knight defending the c7 pawn, I have all sorts of maneuvers to keep attacking his weak pawn. Okay, he plays cd6, queen b3, gave up his pawn. There's no point in defending it. Bishop b6, queen e7, and knight b5. Knight e5 allows the typical maneuver, knight c7 and knight e6. The king's Indian. Knight b5. He played knight e8, disallowing that move. And here, to be honest, I came up with a genius maneuver, which I had presumed at that time, the move knight b2. Um, yeah, I do not know what I was thinking back then. Yeah, knight b2 is just a stupid move. Here, the engine recommends rook c1, pressuring this bishop with the idea of knight a7, threatening this bishop. He moves, and then I can just keep piling the pressure with rook c2, rook c1, and then knight c8, infiltrating the back rank. Okay, rook c1 was just better move. Here I played knight b2 with the idea knight c4, moving the bishop. As you will see later, I was forced to move it, and then knight b6, a fork. He played g3, king h1, which is a typical maneuver in these games, in these positions, and the king is Indian. After g3, to tuck away my bishop on g1, because after he threatens me, which happened in the game, I have bishop g1. Here he moved his queen, and I played the horrendous move rook e1. Okay. Uh, he played bishop f8, which is, to be honest, thank God it happened. Here, the winning move is the winning combination, to say the least, is h4, which is just, yeah, he's just crashing through bishop f1 and then h3. If I take, he plays queen h4. He takes twice and then plays knight h4 with the idea g2 checkmate. So yeah, it's pretty brutal. To give you a sample line, rook c1, threatening to sacrifice my rook as a desperate measure. Plays bishop takes h3, takes. If queen c2, he just plays knight h4. g2 mate is unstoppable, and I just resigned the game. He played bishop f8, allowing me the tempo rook c1, and rook takes c8. The engine is pretty harsh, but yeah, it's I have to sacrifice my rook. It's a defensive measure because now when he takes, you see, even taking is a bad move. So he was forced in a pretty desperate situation. After he takes, I have the move h3. Like if we open the engine, it says like, yeah, if I play any other move other than h3, he automatically takes on h2. Okay, h3. Here my king is pretty much, you can say, safe. Okay, queen e7, knight c4, the maneuver. Sorry. He played knight h8 with the idea knight f7, knight g5, and sacrificing on h3. I played knight b6, regaining the open file. Knight e7, knight f7, queen a3. Here you will see a pretty genius maneuver, as we're going to see. Yeah, I'm very proud of this game because I found all these ideas without ever studying this line. Yeah, you guys are going to see. Knight g5, bishop f1, and then he returned with knight h7. Here I found the brilliant move knight a8, putting my knight on the rim, to get access to this c7 square. Okay, he played knight f6, returning. I played knight c7. He exchanged. Played rook c7. I played rook takes c7, which is apparently a big mistake. Knight takes c7 was better because his light squares are so weak. I was afraid of rook c1, and then the infiltration of the queen or any piece. But then bishop b5 really shuts off the queen. All the pieces look. The d8 square is covered. The d7, the e8, the c7 square is covered. He cannot access this part of the board, and I have complete domination with bishop b6, bishop d8. Yeah, as we're going to see in the game. Okay, I played rook c7, rook c8. Here, of course, I do not trade because that would allow his pieces to engulf my position. He played rook d8. Rook c3 was better, but I just played queen a8, and then he played queen d7, offering me the trade. Of course, the trade is out of the question because his rook will access the only open file, and my king is in the back rank, so it would be a pretty bad position. He played king f7, which is a panic move. Yeah, it's just a panic move. I do not know how to explain it. This move is just bad. Uh, I played knight c7, uh, capturing the idea, capturing the opportunity, because his rook is not protecting the square anymore. He returned, understanding his mistake. I played bishop b6, and here he had his only try with queen a4 to activate his queen. I play a sample line is knight e6, rook f7, knight g5, and then, to be honest, I saw a perpetual here. if I remember correctly. But he played rook f7, and then I shut off the door with my two bishops. Look, he played queen e7. I jump in with my knight, knight e6. To be honest, the engine says this position is equal, but I do not agree, to be honest. Yeah, his position is so hard to play, so hard. He's so cramped in space. Look, and he's playing down a bit, down a piece. He's playing with only these pieces, and I'm playing with four pieces. So you can say that like a knight for a knight and a rook for two bishops. So you can say my sacrifice paid off. He played rook h7, which allows a tactic. Bishop d8, queen f7, knight g5, queen g6. I take the knight, and then I take the rook, and I take the pawn. And in the end, of course, I do not take. Pretty big mistake. Because he takes with the king, and then his bishop whirls around the diagonal and captures the diagonal of the promotion of the pawn. And my king is in Zugzwang, to say the least. Okay, I did not accept the trade. I played queen b8. You can say that the theme of this game is domination, because his pieces did not move a single time this whole game. Look, his bishop was trapped in, and the queen, look, the queen covers all these squares, and the bishop covers these squares. So his queen is literally boxed, it cannot move. He played on a few moves, queen f7, a4, bishop e7, a5, and then he threw the towel in this position because there's just no stopping this pawn. There's no stopping. If he plays bishop d8, I won't even bother to take. I will play just a6. Yeah. Can I check? Yeah. It's just waiting. Okay. And if you guys have been following the game, my previous episode on my match analysis games, the game that was postponed against Bika will be played in the middle of next week. So stay tuned for next game, and goodbye.